Hi everyone, welcome back to Brook Valley Life, Road to the Nationals again, bit of archery. Possibly some shooting at the end of it, but I have had, or I'm going to have to change the serving on both my bows because that is the number of nocks I've got left. I bought some others, but they've got a smaller throat on them, so I need to use smaller serving. I bought the serving, all ready to go. So in this video, what I'm going to do is remove the serving, put new serving on both my strings. I'll do one first, actually. Put a new knocking point on, test it, make sure it's all okay, and we'll carry on from there. So in this video, we're removing and putting on new serving onto my competition bow string. So stay with me. Hope you enjoy. So what are we going to need to do this serving? Well, first of all, we've got our new serving. Yeah, it's in black. BYC serving, and the serving tool itself comes through and goes around. We need a sharp blade to take the old serving off. Just what we've got here. This is just a newish, well, it's a blade anyway, that fits in craft knives usually. I just use it like this. And then what I've got here of two choices. I've either got extra braided serving for a knocking point or dental floss. And what I usually do is put one of these on, one or the other. I've found that this stuff lasts a lot longer than this, but this is quite light. It's pretty good. And I also put some super glue on it just to hold it in position. So that's what we've got. Let's get this serving off and put the new stuff on, see if it works. So here's our string. It's on the bow. I'm going to leave it on the bow. Just squatting down at the moment. It's beginning to fray underneath a little bit, just from where my tab was and stuff like that. But the first thing I'm going to do is grab myself a pen just to mark where the two ends of the serving starts and finishes, so I know where to start and finish it on here. I'll also measure where the bottom knocking point is using my square. Just find that, and then we will start taking it off. So hang on a sec while I get this sorted. So I've just clipped my square on. I'll just bring it down so it's just touching. Yeah, there we go, just touching. Then I'll read off, and it's just there on the, hopefully you can see that. It's one little, if that's an 1/8, that's the 1/16 of an inch up from the bottom one. So that's telling me where I need to put it. So that's that done. So I can take that off now. Get me my pen. My silver pen. Hopefully this is working. And all I'm going to do is just go bink, bink, mark both ends. I can always measure off the my other bow to see where it is. And then all I'm going to do is take the blade and just gently, very carefully, start taking this off, making sure I don't cut the strings themselves, the 8125, just the serving. So there's the knocking points off. So now what I need to do is really gently just go down through the serving until I can break through a couple of strands. And I think we're just about getting there. And it looks like we've done it. So as you can see, we've split it. The string itself has got no dings, marks or scratches on it from the knife, so we've just really just frayed the top until it started coming off, and now all I'm going to do is unravel it. So that is all the centre serving off. So now what I'm going to do is reserve it, and I usually start at the bottom and work up, just going normally. I know lots of people talk about which way it should turn and should it go clockwise or anti-clockwise around the string as you look at it, but I've done both ways and never had any reaction either way. My string is tight, it's been waxed, it's perfectly round, so yeah, we're just going to crack on and put the new serving on, see how it goes. So here we go. And this is what we're using, as I said, the BYC, or BCY I should say, one or the other. This thing, we just tighten it up just so we can get it to come off in a slow, nice slow, tight fashion. Yeah, I'll just crack on. That first bit is always the most difficult, I find. It's just to get it whipped under there and then pull it along. So if you can see, hopefully, it's now tight and it's just wrapping on quite nicely. And what I'll do in a minute is take this back the other way, and so I can take it off. So I like to get about 2.5 centimeters or an inch, wherever you come from. Take the tail back out the way, and then I can cut it off once I've finished. And all I'm going to do is carry on all the way up here to there. Before I go any further, I'm just going to get a knock and just put it on there just to see. So it's tight, but once that's worn in a little bit, they'll be perfect. Right, to finish it off, I don't know if I do the same as other people or if it's the right way, but this way works for me. So what I do is I'll loosen this, I take out a large or a length of the serving, and I will cut it off. So difficult to see, I know, because it's such thin serving, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a loop and I'm going to go the way I've just been going. So when I start to wind it back on again, it will wind on. And all I'm going to do, wrong way, sorry. So what I'm going to do is put a loop and then wind the inside about 15, no, I was right, sorry. Hadn't been a while since I've done this. Let's bring this back this way a bit. So if I'm knocking the thing, so I'm just going to take it over the top. So it comes from underneath, comes underneath here. I'm taking it over the top, and then I'm going to wind on a certain number of times. You know, I'm doing that wrong. Take that off. And this is what happens when you haven't done it in a while. So we've got our loop. Comes under from our end bit. Sorry, we take it over the top and then we bring it inside and we take it through a number of times. I usually do about 15, so I don't know how many that is. I'll say that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. The reason I've done 18 is because I've got 18 strands. Then I'll bring it up once more through, bring it across and hold it tight into the string. And then I'll bring the string in a loop, keeping it tight against the next one. And as I do this, it unravels this end and comes on this end. It's like a whipping. It works very, very well. Holds it. I've never had one ever come undone. I've been making my own strings for a while, and I know they work because I won the New Zealand Indoor Championship. I won numerous local competitions when I was over in Wellington, here in New Zealand. 2 silver medals at the World Masters Games. And when you get to the last bit, you're left with this loop. This loop at one end, and the tail coming through underneath here. And all I'm going to do is pull this tail and let the loop come in, come in, come in. We'll get to a point where it'll get pulled under the main string, like that. And that's it done. Then all I'm going to do is cut off the 2 tag ends, there and there, if you can see them, there, and there. This is quite thin stuff. Once that's cut off, I know some people burn them as well, but I don't bother. They don't get in the way and they don't unravel. So what I'll do is quickly snip these off. I go back against the way they've just come from. If you've got a really sharp knife, it does help. And again, opposite way which it's just come. Cool. 1 centre serving complete.